Welcome to the Pandemonium Witches podcast, where the ADHD has just a touch of the tism, where the true crime is just as scary as the hauntings and unsolved cases, and the hosts never stay on topic for long. I'm Kat.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Em.
And I'm Meg.
We are the Pandemonium.
Hey!
Here, give me your coffee, and then pull that table closer, please.
Getting advertisements for them.
I love it.
I want a boneless couch in here, but not until we move. But good morning, everybody.
Good
morning.
As Emily said while we were paused, it is not a Pandemonium podcast. If something
doesn't go wrong, and it's not audio this time; it's video.
It's video.
Yo, you guys want to see my shirt?
Show me your shirt.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's Team Trash. It's got a raccoon and a possum on it. He says thumbs up.
We don't need him to come into frame.
And this one's mine. Hold on.
I got you back. Literally.
I mean, if we're showing off shirts, mine's literally gay.
Oh. All right. There you go.
I didn't see what it said.
It's
Lumpspark.
Lumpspark Garage. Speaking of gay, I was asked to guest on a Yowie podcast.
Podcast. Yeah. For BL.
BL.
Yep.
Because, I don't talk about that
Her
enough.
entire wall has.
Did I show you guys that?
You showed me.
I'm going to send...
You haven't shown me. Last time you and I talked, we were trying to figure out bookcases. I think it was the night before last.
Yes, and I did order a bookcase.
Okay.
I also ordered a coffee bar, which, surprise, guys, I moved. Don't look at my dirty laundry.
Yay!
I moved.
Speaking of coffee.
Yeah.
Right.
Em, have you taken your meds?
Yes. Take them.
I took
I took mine. I got mine on Amazon.
I made
Eventually in stable
pre-packed
baracas.
2 weeks because
2 weeks worth of.
during the move, I could not find my meds for 3 days. And
I told
guess
you,
who had a seizure in front of a doctor?
Emily. Did they finally believe you about the seizures, though?
I mean, he was an OB, so
But still.
it was kind of funny. He was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like,
Well,
No.
the only news that I have is I got my books, book 2, over here, which, hold on.
And this is why we wear pants.
This is why we wear pants. It's a little off center, but I think everything
It
else
works.
is center.
I know
think
that
it works.
hand.
You do know that hand. This is our lovely friend Jessica, who did the photos for the books.
Which fun
Honestly,
fact.
with the name being slightly off center, it works really well. With
Love
the
it like
photo.
that. To be 100%.
Right, I did too. Like,
But
I didn't even realize it was that it was off center until she said
Yeah.
something. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess it is.
I went on there to change it, and it has it locked because it's going to come out in 3 days. This episode will already have aired and everything like that, but it's on Amazon if you like
Yeah.
mono. So book 1 is poly, book 2 is mono, book 3 is poly, book 4 is poly, book 5 is mono. Let's see
I'm
here.
on the cover of book 1.
You are
You
on the
are.
cover of book 1. I have.
I live too far away to be on any of the covers.
Hold
Wanna
on.
fucking bet? That's a whole bakery right there. That's me.
It is you.
Daddy must be a baker. Damn. She's gonna love editing this. She's gonna hate it and love it at the same time.
Wait, how many
I already
minutes
have
are
a
we in?
problem. I already have a problem with editing it because you have to You have to highlight the video and the audio at the same time in order to do it.
How many minutes are we in?
4. It's fine. As long as it's within the first 7, or not within the first 7 seconds. I don't want it to be in the first
7
minute.
seconds. I thought it had to be the first 7 minutes.
I wanted it to be the first 7 minutes, so that way we don't get freaking flagged, but you know.
Hey. There's many variations of that word.
Not the way you meant it, though.
What'd she say? Hold on. That word is not a swear word.
Well, to some people it is. I'm trying
but
to
you know,
make sure we don't get flagged.
Our queen, Charlotte Dobre, okay, so
We're all potatoes.
She says that we are potatoes in this house. I watched her thing and she went, God damn, in the first 10 seconds. So if she can do it,
we can do it.
We can do it.
So when I put my mouse over our little faces, it says actual recording is higher quality. I'm just like, oh, okay. That's nice to know.
You calling me low quality?
No,
just a video. Anyways, do you want to talk about some murder?
I always want to talk about murder.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's talk about murder.
Heck of a segue. I'm just gonna put that out there.
So, I came across this thanks to TikTok.
TikTok murder.
No,
we already covered them, but
yeah, the person that posted it was trying to say that it has because of this murder, it has a place in the Hollywood Tower of Terror because of the trunks. I think that's complete shenanigans.
Is it an actual thing? Because Disneyland was rumored that it was a real.
I couldn't find anything really to do with it other than, the fact that there was trunks in it, and this is called the Trunk Murders.
Okay.
And not like car trunks, like shipping trunks, like the
steamer trunks.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So the press ended up calling her the Trunk Murderess, the Tiger Woman, and the Blonde Butcher.
The Blonde Butcher. Okay. All right. Sounds right up your alley, Emily.
Because you've been doing blondes.
There we go. That's the face I wanted to get.
Have a type, okay?
Play.
Type of murderer and a type to date.
So, our murderess' name was Winnie Ruth Judd.
Winnie!
But she also went by Marion Lane later in life.
Okay. And is this the murderer or is this the story?
She is the murderer.
Okay.
My stomach gurgled, and I was just like, excuse you. I have already fed you. So she was born Winnie Ruth McKennell on January 29th, 1905.
Okay.
Her father was Reverend H.J. McKennell and was a Methodist minister. And her mom's name was Carrie, and Winnie was born in Oxford, Indiana. I couldn't find anything about her parents, other than dad was a minister. That was about it.
Okay.
So Winnie married at 17 years old to Dr. William C. Judd, who was a World War I veteran.
Okay.
He was 20 years her senior.
Wow. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
And that's coming from someone who writes fae smut. So
the only acceptable
I'm not.
The only acceptable age gap is over 150 years.
True.
It's
It's very true.
The
very
pregnant
true.
silence is what got me. Just the
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to think about that one for a second. So after they got married, they moved to Mexico.
Okay.
William was reportedly a morphine addict due to war injuries and had difficulty keeping a job. Well, yeah, when you're high on morphine all the time, it's kind of hard to work.
Well, and also morphine was really easy to get back then.
Yeah, especially because he had the war injuries. Oh, yeah, the doctor would be like, here you go.
Yeah. Well, they also gave cocaine to patients.
This is also true.
No.
So, because of this, because William not being able to keep a job, it forced them to move frequently and to live on an uncertain income because couldn't keep a job. So they were just kind of
Right.
bouncing from place to place.
Okay.
The marriage was further strained by Winnie's health problems and inability to have kids. Which, if you can't have kids, that is fine.
That's okay.
It doesn't
That
make
is
you any
totally
less of
fine.
a person.
You could be like me and have a bunch of children who have adopted you as mother.
Exactly.
I have 20-something-year-olds texting me, mother, I crave violence. And I go, I do too sometimes. What's up?
Why are we
Nothing, I just
craving
crave
violence today?
Just waking up and choosing violence, I guess. Please don't. I don't have bail money. Oh, you know what? We should probably... This is a Pandemonium Witches podcast trigger warning. The following episode contains graphic violence and gruesome depictions. Listener discretion is advised.
hold on.
Tell me that isn't fucking cool.
I love that,
I love
but
it.
I also just registered. Are you drinking coffee through a straw? Is that
She
hot
always
coffee?
does.
Is it hot coffee or cold coffee?
It's like room temp, but
Okay.
when I first get it, the reason I have a straw is because
I'm less likely to
So-
judge you depending on the temperature of the coffee.
Rachel knows this. My best friend Devin knows this because she's the one who put me onto it. When I had a stroke when I was like 17 or 18, the left side of my mouth doesn't...
It's a
Okay.
little droopy.
It's a little droopy, so you can see it when I talk. When I mainly talk and I'm not even focusing on it, you can see this side doesn't even... I'm not even looking at my face right now. So this side doesn't even move, you know? And so Devin was like, here, you should probably use a straw and just put it right here. And so I've always done it like that.
Because
and,
that way that side stays closed and doesn't drip.
So
Less likely to wear
No, it's
coffee
totally
that way.
fine.
It just-
I've gotten used to it.
it's just I never registered it
No, I got
Until
used
now.
to it.
until now.
I got used to it. And Holly's husband said something once because we were drinking coffee and I put my straw in it because I used to carry a reusable straw in my purse. And he's just like, why the fuck are you drinking coffee out of a straw? And she goes, because she had a stroke, Nicholas. God.
Oh my god, you can't
I
just
love
ask people
Holly.
why they're white.
But it's like it happened like over 20 years ago. So I'm like, I still have hard times. Like you can see this one has little wrinkles right here. This
It's just
side doesn't.
Baby
It's
butt smooth.
Anyways, I have a dimple on the right side, but not on the left. Hey.
Anyways.
Don't tell.
So by the 1930s, they were living mostly separate, but still stayed in constant communication.
Okay.
So Winnie was going by Ruth at this time, and she moved to Phoenix, Arizona, and went to work as a governess to a wealthy family.
Okay.
During this time, she met John J. Happy Jack.
John
Jacob,
Jacob.
Jingle Bell. His name is my name too.
Name too.
Actually, his name is Zed.
Wherever I go.
Anyways, John Halloran during this time. He was a 44-year-old Phoenix businessman who was active in the city's political and social circles. He was married, but was a known playboy and philanderer.
Of course, he's a
course he was.
politician.
Well, Winnie and John became friendly and started to have an affair because, of course, they did.
Of course they did.
Wouldn't be part of the story if they didn't.
Right.
But after a few months, Winnie started working as a secretary at Grunow Medical Clinic, where she met Anne Alexandra Leroy, whose birth name was Agnes Ann, who was an x-ray tech there, and her roommate, Sarah Hedvig Samuelson. Anne and Sarah had moved together from Alaska to Phoenix, Arizona, after Sarah had contracted tuberculosis. They were roommates.
I'm sure they were.
Oh, God,
Right?
They were roommates.
I say that kind of jokingly. Kind of like there's a speculation.
I mean, yeah, I would speculate too.
So both Anne and Sarah were friendly with John. And Winnie became friends with the ladies and even moved in with them for a few months in 1931. However, differences developed between the three, and Winnie soon moved back to her own apartment, which was a short distance away from the bungalow that Sarah and Anne rented. At the time of the murders, Winnie was 26, Anne was 27, and Sarah was 24.
Okay.
According to local police, on October 16th, 1931, Anne and Sarah were murdered by Winnie after an alleged fight between the women over John's affections.
Oh my God. Was he like triple dipping it?
I don't know. I have a feeling like the girls were like, listen, you need to avoid him. No good's going to come of it. And she's like, no, he's fine. I love him. Blah, blah, blah.
But Daddy, I love him.
Exactly.
No, you're thinking with your lady parts. Stop thinking with your lady pocket and start thinking with what's in your chest.
Stares into
Fourth
the camera.
intercostal rib.
Stares at the camera like it's The Office.
Right.
I'm watching you. We know what you do in the shadows. Most of the time.
So the prosecution at the murder trial suggested that the quarrels over men and the relationship between Sarah and Anne was what broke up the relationship between the women, and that jealousy was a motive for the murders.
Of course it was, because he was thinking with their lady pockets.
I mean, I can't say that all three of them were thinking with their lady pockets, but at least one of them was.
As she should.
So Sarah and Anne were killed with a .25 caliber handgun in the bungalow. I was like, I've never heard of a .25 caliber handgun, but I mean, it was the 1930s, so
I mean,
a lot of things existed then that don't exist now.
Our resident gun lover, Miss Emily, do you know? Just she was not even paying attention. The lights were on, but no one was upstairs.
Sorry, I had an email from my teacher. I'm sorry.
Oh, is it Andrew? Hello.
Tis not Andrew. Tis my.
Well,
are you guys?
But anyways, hello, Andrew.
It is hello, Andrew. It is my last. I'm on my last class.
Yay!
Did you do your homework?
My homework is 10. I have to write 10 pages.
You can do this.
You got that.
You got it.
I have to choose a company. I need to find their finances. Right? They need to be a publicly traded company. Find all of their information and then write 10 pages on it and submit it.
I have an idea. You should do either Amazon or Musk. Do Tesla.
But here's the caveat. It cannot be political.
It is not political. Because he hasn't sold how many Teslas? My cousin texted me the other day that there's just a Tesla lot out in Santa Clara and it's just full. I spittoed on my mic. I am so sorry.
But yeah, I'm like, first of all, I can't write for shit. I'm sitting here like, should I pay someone? Don't do that, guys.
No.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Don't have academic integrity, please. Don't pay people to write your papers.
We're going to go back on topic in just a second. For anybody who's asking, I use an M dash, ellipses, commas, and semicolons when I write my books. Stop saying I use ChatGPT. I do not. These two can tell you.
I get phone calls at all hours of the day and night.
I can't figure this part out. Well, what if you do this? Oh, thank you. And then I'll just hang up on her. That's our friendship, though. She understands. She gets it. If I don't write it down, I'm going to forget it.
So I had to sign an NDA. Half the witty one-liners in the books, those are mine.
A lot of the witty one-liners are from both of them, actually. But yes. And Tamara, oh my god!
What one didn't contribute, the other two did.
And Tamara added something in a book 3. Hold on, let me just. And we're back recording.
Oh my!
And a oop, and a oop,
and a oop.
Oh, is it hot in here or is it just me?
It might be the coffee you drinking.
No, the coffee went.
So anyways, she killed her friends.
Yes.
She killed her roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
So according to prosecutors, Winnie and an accomplice dismembered Sarah's body to put the head, torso, and lower portion of her legs into a black shipping trunk, while placing the upper portion of her legs in a beige valise, which is like a small suitcase, and a hat box.
And a hat box. The hat box.
Anne's body, however, was left intact and was put into a second black shipping trunk.
You know, they must have had a grudge against the other one. She got dismembered, and the other one was...
I think maybe it had something to do with one might have been taller than the other.
Yeah.
Because if one's taller than the other, then one would easily fit more into the box than the other.
Into the steamer trunk. Because steamer trunks are relatively small, so Little Bit could fit into them. Little Bit is also this much shorter than me. Emily is like 4 inches taller than me, so she wouldn't be able to fit in there. You obviously could not fit into
I would be dismembered and stuck into multiple things.
That is not saying we would like to be dismembered. We're just using ourselves as universal rulers.
If I get dismembered, I'm haunting the fuck out of a lot of people.
Agreed. Same.
So, what was this? So, 2 days later, on October 18th, which was a Sunday, 1931, Winnie, with her left hand bandaged from a gunshot wound, left Phoenix's Union Station on board the overnight Golden State Limited passenger train going to Los Angeles Central Station.
Okay.
While on the way to Central Station, the trunks came under suspicion of the baggage handler.
Wait, hold on. So she didn't leave the trunks there. She took them
with her.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
So the baggage handler, H.J. Mapes, due to their foul odor, Not to mention the fluid that was starting to come out of the trunks.
I don't like it.
So,
Mom, I want to go home.
too damn bad. So, HJ alerted the district baggage handler in Los Angeles, Arthur V. Anderson, that the trunks may contain contraband deer meat. Oh, if only that was the case.
I really wish it was,
Because
but it's not.
I mean,
no.
it's got long pork, so.
So during this time, cinnamon rolls.
I too am a cinnamon roll.
A cinnamon roll.
I'm right here, bitch.
Yeah, baby. Hey.
So during this time, deer meat was smuggled on board trains running to the West Coast, which is why the baggage handler was like, oh, maybe it's deer meat. It was not deer meat.
Right. It was not deer meat.
So Arthur Anderson then tagged the trunks to be held until they could be open for inspection.
Just
Because the
know
bags
these
get
fruits.
unloaded first, and get kind of
So
sorted.
they chose her bags to be like, we're just gonna secretly look at these.
Well, she had them locked because, like with most steamer trunks, there's locks on them.
Yeah.
So Anderson asked Winnie for the key, but she said she didn't have it with her. Whether she did or not remains to be seen. Well, Winnie's brother, Burton McKinnell, who was also a junior at University of Southern California, picked her up from the train station. He, of course, was completely unaware of the murders or the bodies in the trunks. She departed with her brother, leaving the baggage behind.
Stop.
At about
Okay.
4:30 that afternoon, Arthur called the Los Angeles Police Department to report the trunks because by this point they've been abandoned.
Right.
And the smells are getting worse.
Oh no.
After picking the locks, the police discovered the bodies.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, Burton had dropped off his darling sister somewhere in LA, where she proceeded to disappear into the crowds.
She does.
She hid out for several days until she finally surrendered to the police in a funeral home. And I put in my notes, how fitting. The following Friday, October 23rd, 1931. So from the 18th to the 23rd, she was on the run from, basically on the run.
But was she? Because she was still in town.
I mean, by the time that they opened up the trunks and realized what was in there, she was essentially on the run because she was evading police.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Backtrack to Monday, October 19th. Phoenix police entered the bungalow where Anne and Sarah had lived because, well, they haven't seen them. Questions are starting to get a little raised. Normally, they've seen them come and go several times by now. So, but unfortunately, neighbors and reporters were also allowed in and destroyed the original integrity of the crime scene because it's the 1930s. They don't think like that.
Of course they did. Yeah, this was before.
The following day, so October 20th, the bungalow's landlord placed newspaper ads in the Arizona Republic and the Phoenix Evening Gazette, offering tours of the 3-room bungalow for 10 cents per person, which attracted hundreds of curiosity seekers.
10 cents. Emily, what is the monetary value in today's society?
I'm happy you ask. Of 10 cents, correct?
10 cents.
1931.
Of 1931.
Don't mind me. I'm just listening to murder and eating my cinnamon rolls.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
$2.06.
Hey,
Inflation
still
sure
something.
went up a whole lot.
yeah. Also, Emily is not using her laptop today. I'm very proud of her. She is using her actual PC.
It's because I got a new
She has a
screen.
camera. She did.
Yay!
The previous screen Sekhmet destroyed. I was there at her house and just ran headfirst into the screen and just
Made a fun
Did just
of
shake it off and just
Yeah, he shook it
run
off
away?
and then was like, "Oh, I fucked up." And then
she was in the middle of doing homework at the time too.
and I have the keyboard that does the clicky click.
I do too. I can't do it because it'll stop us from recording. But anyways, so
that reminds
10
me
cents
of
a person.
I had a previous laptop and I was doing homework on it, and Fluffy knocked over my giant cup of water right onto the keyboard.
And just so you know, that is from 2024. We do not have the inflation calculator for this year yet because according to the site that
in June.
Yeah, and according to the site that I use, it says, quote, the value of the dollar is oh god, dyslexia is a bitch. It is going up and down too much due to our current economic state.
Yep.
Times. Anyways, back to murder. So during the trial, Winnie's defense protested, stating, by the advertisements in the newspapers, the entire population of Maricopa County visited that place. The police maintained that Sarah and Anne were shot while asleep in their beds. The mattresses from the two beds were missing the night the police entered. One mattress was later found with no blood stains on it, miles away in a vacant lot, and the other remained missing. No explanation was ever offered as to why one was found so far away, nor what became of the other mattress. Dun dun dun. So Winnie's trial began on January 19th, 1932 at the Maricopa County Courthouse with Judge Howard C. Speakman presiding. I wanted to say Speakerman, and I was just like, nope, there's not an ER. So the dismemberment aspect of the double killing was never addressed in court because Winnie was only tried for the murder of Anne, whose body was not dismembered. She was never tried for the murder of Sarah.
What do you mean? Okay, hold on. Both bodies were in the trunks. They were both dead. And she was... Okay.
The state argued that Winnie acted with premeditation, that the relations between the three women had deteriorated over some weeks, and that they had argued over the affections of John, all of which culminated in the murders. The prosecution maintained that Winnie had herself inflicted the gunshot wound to her left hand to try to bolster her claim of self-defense. Her defense contended that she was innocent because she was insane, but did not introduce the self-defense argument for the record. Winnie did not take stand in her own defense.
She crazy.
So the jury found her guilty of first-degree murder of Anne on February 8th. An appeal was unsuccessful. Winnie was sentenced by Judge Speakman to be hanged February 17th, 1933, and was sent to the Arizona State Prison in Florence, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
This came despite sworn affidavits from 4 of the jurors claiming they only voted to recommend death after one of their fellow jurors, former Mesa Mayor Dan Kleinman, persuaded them that it was the best way to get Winnie to give up any accomplices in the murder. They urged the judge to commute the sentence to life imprisonment.
She was too stunned to speak.
Winnie's attorneys uncovered evidence that former Mayor Dan had already made up his mind that he would vote to convict her and send her to the gallows had he been on the jury. They lodged 2 appeals on this basis, arguing that his behavior amounted to juror misconduct. However, neither of these appeals were successful. Her death sentence was overturned after a 10-day hearing that found her mentally incompetent. She was then sent to Arizona State Asylum for the Insane on April 24th, 1933. And this is where it gets a little fun.
This Billy Mays here.
Only now is when it gets fun?
Right, I was about to say.
When it was discovered during the course of the trial that John and Winnie had been involved in an illicit affair, because they were technically still married, both of them. John came under suspicion of complicity in the killings. He was indicted by a grand jury as an accomplice to murder on December 30th, 1932, following new testimony from Winnie. A preliminary hearing on the charge against him was held in mid-January 1933, with Winnie appearing as the star witness. In testimony that lasted almost 3 days, an emotional Winnie told her story, saying, "I'm going to be hanged for something Jack Halloran is responsible for. I was convicted of murder, but I shot in self-defense. He removed every bit of evidence. He is responsible for me going through all of this. He is guilty of anything I am guilty of."
This is the whole thing from Chicago. That one thing, he made me do it kind of thing, but it was vice versa. You know, I did it to protect her. No, she did it. She was the one who did this. Yeah.
So Winnie testified that she had gone to Anne and Sarah's bungalow on an invitation to play bridge, and a 4th woman who had also been invited had already left. Because for bridge, you need a certain amount of players.
Yeah.
She testified that there was an argument about Winnie's introduction of John to another woman, and that she killed Anne and Sarah in self-defense after they physically attacked her. According to Winnie, she met up with John shortly after the killings and returned with him to the bungalow. And after seeing the bodies, he went out to the garage and returned with a great heavy trunk and told her not to tell anyone. Under cross-examination, she admitted of repacking Sarah's dismembered body in a trunk and other luggage 2 days after the murders. John, too stunned to speak.
So many questions. Yeah, I'm just, how? Bitch, be dumb. Keep going.
John did not take the stand in his own defense. His attorney told the court that Winnie's story was nothing more than the story of an insane person, and argued that since she had testified that the 2 women were killed in self-defense, there was, in fact, no crime committed. Therefore, John could not be tried for anything. His attorney then asked for the charges against his client to be dismissed. On January 25th, 1933, the judge freed him, saying that the state's case was inconsistent and that trying him would be an idle gesture. Although officially exonerated, he eventually fell out of favor in Phoenix, losing his business associates and social status. He died in Tucson in 1939. So not
Well,
6 years after this.
right, but he was also a philanthropist. So like he would ugh,
Couldn't keep things in his pants.
could not. God, what? My dad had a nickname for those. I can't even remember it off the top of my head. If it was a woman, snake charmer, for obvious reasons. I can't remember what he used to call the men. Anyways, continue.
Cowboy Casanova was also another one.
Oh, yeah.
So after Winnie's death sentence was overturned, she was committed to this asylum for the insane, which was later renamed the Arizona State Hospital in Phoenix, which was the state's only mental institution. She escaped from the institution 6 times between 1933 and 1963. In one instance, walking all the way to Yuma along the old Southern Pacific Railroad tracks.
That's
Damn.
and this is the 1930s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's difficult.
I mean, in Yuma, from Yuma to Phoenix, I don't think it's not a short distance. Hold on, looking it up real quick. So, walking, it's 2 days, 15 hours. Driving, it's like 2.5 hours. So,
Walking that's
no
a long
easy
way.
feat.
Yeah.
So, she escaped for the final time on October 8th, 1963, using a key to the front door of the hospital that a friend had given her. She ended up in the San Francisco Bay Area, where she became a live-in maid for a wealthy family living in a mansion overlooking the bay, using the name Marion Kane. After 6 years, her identity in California was eventually discovered, and she was taken back to Arizona on August 18th, 1969. It took them 6 years, though.
Yeah.
Winnie hired famed San Francisco defense attorney Melvin Belli, who in turn hired Larry DeBose to handle her case. Governor Jack Williams of Arizona agreed to sign for her release as long as the meeting was kept hush-hush. Okay. However, in the following days, Melvin called a press conference calling for Winnie's immediate release, which forced Larry to fire Melvin, which that doesn't make sense. I probably messed that up. What most likely happened was, since Melvin then hired Larry called for the press conference, which led to Melvin firing him.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Right. Anyway, so Winnie was paroled and released on December 22nd, 1971, after 2 years of legal wrangling. In 1983, the state of Arizona issued her an absolute discharge, meaning she was no longer a parolee. Winnie returned to California to work for the family that had previously employed her, and later lived in Stockton, California, and then went back to Phoenix a few years before her death, where she died on October 23rd, 1998, at the age of 93, which was 67 years to the day of her surrender to the Los Angeles Police Department in 1931.
What I find funny out of this whole situation is I have lived in all of those places but Phoenix, Arizona. That is funny. Not the murder. The murder is not funny. I just find it funny. Okay, so she finally landed back up in Arizona. Went back home.
Just went back forth across state lines. So, investigative journalist Jana Boomersbach re-examined Winnie's case for a series of articles in the Phoenix New Times and for a later book called The Trunk Murderess, Winnie Ruth Judd, which came out in 1992. As part of her investigation, Jana interviewed Winnie herself. Jana concluded that the police and the prosecution was biased against Winnie and uncovered evidence that suggested she was innocent. She also faulted the press for its coverage of the trial, noting that crime reporters of the day covered high-profile trials in a way that would be considered supermarket sleaze today. She also argued that the press helped create such an atmosphere of prejudice that Winnie could not have possibly gotten a fair trial.
Really has to go.
Love you both. I'm sorry.
Okay, bye, Em.
I love you. Bye.
I'm gonna go see Stray Kids.
Yay! She has the concert today, so she's got
tomorrow, but we gotta go and check into the hotel.
Okay, have fun.
Love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye.
I like the Stray Kids. They're a good band, but
and then there were two.
So you sent the video in the sister chat.
Did I?
No, Dr. Sister did. Hold on.
I'm like, I don't know. My phone's on silent right now.
I know it's on Do Not Disturb. Mine is on Do Not Disturb until 7:30, and then it turns. The disturbing secret of the Tower of Terror. I've just learned about Disney's Tower of Terror. This is one of the most disturbing things. That's Disneyland, because the newspaper you see everywhere in the attraction, on the tea cart, on the couch, in the hallways outside the guest rooms, is the actual front page of the Los Angeles Examiner. That is true from October 31st of 1939. So,
yes, that was the video.
I am obsessed with the Tower of Terror, and they redid it, so it's now the Guardians of the Galaxy one. But the original one, they found the original papers and just made copies of it and made it look like it. But one of my friends, who works at Disney, she had texted me and she goes, "Did you know about this?" I was like, "I don't think it's an actual case." Now I can tell her
it actually was.
It's an actual case. It's a thing.
Yeah, it very much is a thing. So, according to Jana, due to Phoenix's small population in 1931, which was just over 48,000 people, I wouldn't consider that small, but I mean,
right.
I guess for a big city like Phoenix, that was small. Members of the Phoenix police knew John well and were aware of his associates, friends, and girlfriends. So some police officers also knew the victims. Some even believed that Winnie hadn't killed anyone, even in self-defense, but was only covering up for John and possibly others. John's release was considered by some to be a miscarriage of justice and his exoneration a political cover-up. His gray Packard had been spotted at the crime scene the night of the murders, and again the next day, which suggested that he might have been an accomplice. I mean, and so for the 1930s, having a gray Packard, it kind of stands out.
It does. It definitely does.
Because a lot of vehicles were black then, so the fact you had a gray one?
Right. If they weren't black, they were white. I mean, it wasn't a lot of them. So majority of them were black or charcoal, like a deep charcoal gray.
Right.
Only a good small percentage of them were.
Because they were still figuring out painting and everything, so it was easier just to shoot it all with black. So according to Jana, there were indications that Winnie was not capable of dismembering Sarah's body, a task that, according to autopsy photos, were performed with surgical skills that Winnie did not possess, and that Winnie was not even physically capable of lifting the bodies. Jana also suggested that a second gun might have been involved based on early newspaper reports that Anne was shot with a larger caliber bullet.
Okay.
Addressing the possibility that a person who possessed surgical skills dissected Sarah's body, Jana wrote about a nurse named Anne Miller, who she interviewed for her book. Anne said that while she was working at the Arizona State Hospital in 1936, Winnie had confided to her that a Dr. Brown had come to see her while she was in prison and told her he was going to confess everything.
Of course.
Later, after Anne told a Phoenix attorney of Winnie's story, he stated, "I'm sure she told you that. Dr. Brown came up to my office and wanted to tell the whole story. He made an appointment for the next week, but he died the day before the appointment."
Stop.
He died in June 1932 of heart disease at the age of 44.
Oh my God.
According to Jana, some speculate he might have been contemplating suicide, writing, "As the New York Mirror reported the day John's indictment was announced, a second man would probably have been indicted according to widespread rumor if death had not intervened." Winnie's story included the declaration that a physician who has since committed suicide was summoned to the murder bungalow to aid in the disposal of the bodies. It's all speculative because,
Of course. Allegedly.
yes. Jana also asked former Arizona Supreme Court Chief Justice Jack D. H. Hayes to review the trial and appeals process. He believed that the trial testimony didn't reveal nearly enough evidence of premeditation on Winnie's part, which led him to believe that if not for former Mayor Dan, Winnie would have been convicted of no worse than second-degree murder. He also believed that the presiding judge should have given the jury the option of finding that Winnie acted in self-defense, citing evidence presented at the trial to support self-defense. According to the Supreme Court Chief Justice, even if the defense doesn't argue self-defense, there's an obligation on the judge's part to leave that option open to the jury when evidence of self-defense is presented.
Right.
Even without this to consider, he believed that Winnie should have gotten a new trial because of the former mayor's behavior, which he believed amounted to juror misconduct and jury tampering. However, Jana's conclusions and her objectivity in view of the personal relationship that she had formed with Winnie have been questioned by others who have also studied the case. Because doing all these interviews with Winnie, you start to form a relationship with the person.
Right.
So in 2014, the discovery of a so-called confession letter written in April of 1933 in Winnie's own hand to her attorney, H.G. Richardson, raised new questions about her case. In this letter, Winnie called her first and only confession. she stated that she alone planned and carried out the murder of Anne, with whom she was allegedly competing with for John's affections. She further stated that she had not planned to kill Sarah, but did so after Sarah, alerted by the gunshot that had killed Anne, walked in on the murder scene and began fighting with Winnie.
Because of course.
Right. Winnie wrote that she also acted alone in handling and transporting the bodies. I mean, but she would need help with moving the trunks, like, because the steamer trunks by themselves, they're not light and they're kind of awkward.
I had one when I lived in the fire. Yeah. I got it from an antique store down on Haight in Ashbury. And I got it for a steal because the inside was kind of like falling apart. It was like a 1900s, not 1990s, no, an actual like 1900s vintage steamer trunk. And I was able to, my ex-best friend was a leather worker. And so she helped me like fix the, oh yeah. When I tell you, when we were done working on it in the garage and I tried to pick that thing up, I was like, maybe my mind was not thinking right because this bitch was heavy.
Oh yeah.
Like it was,
and that's with it empty.
That's with it empty. So like they used actual steel reinforcements under the leather to hold the trunk together. And that was
right. It's insane. So according to a New Times article by Robert Pila, Richardson had suppressed the letter. Her attorney had suppressed the letter because it contradicted the substance of an appeal he had just filed in her case. After the lawyer's death, Winnie wrote to his widow repeatedly asking for return of the letter, for fear it would jeopardize hearings on her sanity and potential release from the state hospital. But
of course,
his widow refused.
Mm-hmm.
In 2002, a few years after Winnie's death, the letter was anonymously donated to the state archives. So for those who have studied or been involved in the case, differ in their interpretations of the letter. While some believe it is a true confession, it also has been interpreted as an attempt by Winnie to bolster her insanity defense, clear John, or even incriminate him by admitting to a crime to which he could then be named an accessory, which was a strategy not possible if Winnie contended that she killed in self-defense.
I hate it.
Got a little bit more.
No. All right. I'm here for it, but I don't like this at all. I was okay with it being a fake story to me. I was fine going to Disneyland and thinking they did not do that to me, but they did. They did.
So J. Dwight Dobkins, who is the co-author of the first book written about Winnie's defense or Winnie's case, which was called Winnie Ruth Judd, The Trunk Murders, which came out in 1973, dismissed the letter as just another of her many confessions, the one attempt to have John named as an accomplice. So in 1934, radio producer / director William Robson created a dramatic rendering of the crime for an episode of Calling All Cars entitled The Ruth Winnie Case, which was introduced by then LAPD Chief James E. Davis. The 32-minute program aired on the Don Lee Network on September 9th and was sponsored by the Rio Grande Oil Company. Toby Hooper and Kim Henkel, who was director and writer of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, respectively, wrote a fictionalized account of Winnie's story in 1975 in a screenplay titled Bleeding Hearts. The project, however, never came to fruition. In 2007, a feature-length film about the case entitled Murderess, the Winnie Ruth Judd story, was released. It was written and directed by Los Angeles filmmaker Scott Cobleo and featured an all-marionette cast. Since its debut, the film has played annually at Phoenix's Trunk Space Theater on October 16th, which was the date of the original murder. Yeah.
Okay.
While there are a lot of numbers of fictitious films and books in existence which model themselves loosely based upon Winnie's story, to date, The Murderess remains the only feature-length film to tell it in a non-fiction framework. So, the Trunk Murders were featured in a 2009 episode of the true crime TV series Deadly Women entitled Hearts of Darkness, which was season 3, episode 6.
Okay.
The 2009 novel Bury Me Deep by Megan Abbott is also based on this case. The 2015 art installation Tiger Lady by Darren Clark and Gary Patch is a shadow cast kinetic projection on permanent display at the Valley Bar in Phoenix. It features select milestones from the Winnie saga.
No.
In February 2024, a stage play by Kathy Dresbach and Ben Tyler titled The Truth About Winnie Ruth Judd was produced by the Phoenix Theater Company. This play looks at the case from the public's point of view and the exploitation of the case by the media. Radio station KOY turns the trial into a radio drama spearheaded by then radio announcer Jack Williams. The radio program became an early manifestation of what would later become true crime podcasts.
Yeah.
And lastly, the 2004 book by Lori Notaro entitled The Murderess tells the story of Winnie's crimes. It is considered a work of fiction, but is based on true events.
as early morning me is don't puke, don't puke, don't puke, don't puke, don't puke.
You look so joyed.
No.
I was being very sarcastic.
I hate it so much.
I did not enjoy it either. I was hoping at first it was, I wonder if this is fiction. And then I looked it up and then I got kind of sucked in. And I was like, well, I know what I'm doing for Sunday.
Like she had asked me, she goes, did you do anything for Sunday? And I was like, I've been re-editing. So now that we have the YouTube, the previous audio that we've used for the last year, which I double checked and triple checked, that was not copywritten. It is. So I had to remove it from every single episode. And the minute that I uploaded the last audio to the site, I lost the last 10 audio files. And I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. I am done for today. Shuts down computer, just walks away.
I did. And Rachel's like, are you okay? I am not.
No. Okay. Go play some Dreamlight Valley and
we'll worry about it later.
We'll regroup and come back later.
I was like, oh. But no, today. I hated it. It was a day. Emily's in her new apartment.
Yes, and we love it.
We love it. We love the new apartment. I was like, do you still want me to get you spice jars? And she's like, no. I was like, okay. Because the ones that I was going to get her are the same ones that I got. They're on Amazon. They're little bamboo tops and they have plastic on the inside so they don't rust.
Right.
Which was the problem I was having with the metal ones. One of my kids is texting me.
Oh, it's fine.
I hated it. I hate it today. I think we're going to do a state next time.
I was able to throw this together in like over one night. So,
right.
Yay! Because
so,
I had somebody quit and then I'm now training a new person. And so I don't have a lot of time. Like, I'm very tired.
I know you're very tired.
I clocked out at 50 hours this morning and I still have 8 hours to go tonight.
She still has one more day to go. But I mean, and my new chairs. So when we come next Sunday,
new
or
chair,
Friday,
new
chair. Very excited. I lost my favorite shirt. It is somewhere hiding in my closet. I have to find it. It's a Feral. We have matching Feral shirts.
We do.
I would like to get one for Emily. So next time when she's on, now that she's not living with him.
Yes.
We can buy her a shirt that we don't have to worry about him stealing.
Yes.
So you want to send me that link and I'll buy it for her? To put it in the box?
Yeah, let me find it.
Okay. Well,
I
just
got shook and I was just like, shit, where did I buy it from?
Good, it's fine. Ooh, I'm going to tag you in this too.
Okay.
With that being said, stay feral.
Bite the hand. And guys, stay safe. This world's
Stay
getting
safe.
even crazier lately.
Don't do stupid shit. Don't listen to Emily. Don't do stupid shit.
No.
But we'll see you all next time.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Next time on the Pandemonium Witches.
So, guests have also reported hearing the sound of children's laughter and the pitter-patter of footsteps on the 8th floor. Some have encountered a young girl knocking on doors, only to vanish when they open it. No,
That is
thank you.
terrifying.
Yeah. And given its iconic Art Deco facade, remember, Art Deco is made by elves, not hobbits. What, you don't know the difference between Art Deco and Art Nouveau? Art Nouveau is hobbits. Art Deco, okay, look at Art Deco on your phone while I'm doing this. Ooh, my arm. Look at Art Deco versus Art Nouveau, okay? Just do it. And of course, I'm going to put photos in the middle and everything. But the architect, D.W. Rogers,